How's it going, folks, and welcome back. It's episode number 60 today of Park 2 Primera, and we have Champions League knockout football. We have two games coming up against Benfica, and we got quite a good draw, I feel like, in the grand scheme of things. I say this as the team who a couple of years ago were knocked out by Porto, but today we're going to get some revenge over one of the Portuguese clubs, and Benfica, in second in their league, they've not got a bad team. Their key player is Richarlison, who in Football Manager is actually quite good, but without setting the standards too high, we really should be winning today. Now, just as a little reminder before we get into the results since we last here, yesterday's episode had the title, The Best Match Ever, and you probably thought it was clickbait. It wasn't. Please go watch it. You won't regret it. And, you might be thinking, if you watch that episode, you won 7-0, Jack, against Real Madrid. How did you take momentum from that game? The answer is that we lost our first game of the season against Valladolid. It was in the Copa del Rey, so it could have been a little bit worse. And whilst I was a bit annoyed with Valladolid in this game because they beat us, I was a little less annoyed when we beat Alaves 4-0 in a really good team performance. And in the other game going on at the exact same time, Valladolid did us a favour, and as you can see here, they beat Barcelona 2-0 in the league. So we went top. We were top of the league. It was great. You can see here it was one of the worst games ever played. To be fair, Barcelona only had 2 shots on target, so fair play to Valladolid. How did we capitalise on that opportunity? Well, we drew the next game against Osasuna, didn't we? Of course we did. We went top of the league, we drew 0-0, and we're now back behind Barcelona. But I can now claim that for 1 week this season, we were top of the league, for what it's worth. Now, today's plan is to play this first leg against Benfica. I'm then going to go away and play the 3 league games in between, and we'll be back at the start of March. The youth intake might be going on then. Speaking of which, I don't remember seeing the preview of it. Was it good? Justo Cisnega, is that how I'd say his name? He's a good head of youth development. Maybe I could do a little bit better now, but apparently I should be optimistic. He's got my hopes up. It's coming in March. It might be coming today, I don't know. And no dilly-dallying today. We are going to get straight into the meat and potatoes of things. This is the first leg. This is the team that we're going to go with. It's pretty much a strongest best 11, which is what we want to see. I have seen some comments as of late talking about Corridor and his kind of lack of development. I will agree, he's not developed that well. What I would say is he has started 12 games for us in the league out of 26. So he has started in half the matches and come off the bench 6 times. I've seen people discussing, should he start ahead of Capanu? And whilst as an overall footballer, I think you could make the argument he's a better kind of, player on the whole. As a defensive midfielder, playing as a ball-winning midfielder, I don't think there's much debate that Capanu is just the better option. He has superior aggression, great anticipation. His positioning isn't quite as good, but his teamwork, work rate, his strength, his pace. I just personally prefer Capanu. There isn't a world of difference between them, but we have to evaluate it like this. They are both the exact same age. They both have the exact same potential. Ultimately, I have to play the one who I think suits the team best. And, to be fair to Capanu, so far this year, 23 appearances, average rating of 7.23. That is really good for a defensive midfielder in FM21. But generally speaking, really happy with where we're going. Worth noting that Galarreta has just signed a new deal at the club. It's a new 4-year extension. He actually previously had a release clause of 40 million. And during January, a few teams got dangerously close to triggering that. So great to get him on in a new deal. The minimum release clause is up sky high at 500 million, but he was not fussed about that. He's enjoying playing his football here, and we're enjoying having him here. And with that, I think just about every single player in our team now doesn't have a release clause below 100 million. One of the big risks in Spain is that release clauses are mandatory. I can now look at this team and say, yeah, it's a settled 11. Up top, we're going with Siapina. Worth noting, Tonali is going to start ahead of Blanco again. So far, he's had a steady start to his time, shall we say, here at the club. Let's see if he can get it really going, I suppose, today and help us get a win. So despite the fact we're away from home here, my expectations are pretty high for us to leave this game with a win. It's not going to be easy, but I think when we look at their team on the whole, it's a team that's there for the taking. The fact they've got Rodrigo at right wing and Richarlison on the left, though, is a pretty good setup. I feel like traditionally Portugal is a bit of a feeder league in Football Manager, although I don't always have Portugal loaded. It seems like in this save game, Benfica and Porto have actually built some pretty good squads. Going to be interesting to see how we go toe-to-toe with them today. And, well, we've got some early defending to do here. De Paul in the wide area, whipping it back post for Rabiot. It's not... Maybe I just shouldn't play the Portuguese teams. This is not a good start, folks. I don't want to be dramatic, but we could be in deep doggy doo-doo. De Paul whips it in. Rabiot leaps high at the back post, and well, it's Vélez there. A man who you'd back to win it in the air. The man who has 10 goals as a centre-back this year because of his aerial ability. He was beaten there, and while we could be in danger, we are going to need to deal with this. Well, maybe we don't if Richarlison heads over, but early signs, not looking all that good. 20 minutes gone, not a whole lot of chances in this game. We've actually edged out the shots, but no further highlights until this one, since they scored their goal. It's two. It's two. It's two. They are taking every opportunity that comes their way. Are we about to become Real Madrid? I don't even know what to say. I mean, what happened here? Throw to Rabiot, and then it's Dinkford. It's Vélez again, innit? It's Vélez again. He's not at the races. He is not switched on. He is not alive to it. He's on a... I kind of want to take him off. Would it be mad to sub him off now? Right, Vélez, you know what? I'm keeping faith in him. Maybe I shouldn't, though. Vélez, where are you? Just stand close to your man. Rabiot, De Paul. Danger that this game gets away from us very quickly as Gonzalez turns around Vélez, who does recover, though, to put in a tackle. I'm not happy with what I'm seeing here, folks. I am not happy one little bit. De Paul now in the wide area. Headed away by Vélez. Could we spring the counter-attack? Avramidez, you are quick, son. Burn him. Do him. Dinks it. Martinez, can he get there? He can't. They deal with it. And the highlight ends. But Benfica, they're just winding up for another attack here. Gossens on the overlap. What is it about us and Portuguese clubs, folks? We struggle. Oh, my word. Ramadani. What a stop that was. I mean, if we get into the break at 2-0, I think I have to be happy, but not good enough. Simply put, just not good enough. You can see here the XG is only 0.5 to them. They've taken the chances that have come their way. Martinez has lost possession more than anyone else in the team. I'm going to tell the players I'm far from pleased. And you know what? I'm going to make a change. Martinez is going to go off. Avramidez is going to move on to the right. And Brian Hill, he's going to come in on the left. The loanee, who really has made a bit of a name for himself. Avramidez, to be fair, has not had a particularly good game either. Seems like we're struggling for possession in the final third, so I'm actually going to set us up a little narrower for the second half. The thinking there being that the wider players, Avramidez, who struggled, but also, of course, Martinez, they're going to tuck in a little bit more, hopefully leave them a little less isolated as we go into the final third. We'll see how that works out for us as Hill, off the bench, looking to have an immediate impact of a ball that couldn't quite find its man, but we do still have possession. Galarreta dinks it forward. Siapina can't get there behind Bondar, but... ball given straight back to us. I need to see a response this half. We need an away goal. That could be so critical in this game. Siapina nods it on. Avramidez is through. He tucks it away. We'll forgive him for his poor first half showing, because right there, he's turned up and done the business. And then some. We needed that. Siapina just providing that aerial threat with the nod down. Galarreta knocking it forward. Siapina nods it down. Avramidez is there. The three Argentines all link up in a line. And suddenly we're back in the game, and I fancy us to come back now. Maybe I'm getting carried away there, saying I fancy us to come back. There's a long way back, everyone. Let's remain calm and sensible. 25 minutes left in this game. Pablo Torre's not had a good game. We're going to bring in Calderon for an injection of creativity. Elsewhere, I think I'm going to save the last sub for now. I'm quite happy with how this game's played out in the second half. So with that in mind, I don't really want to change anything too much. I think switching narrower has definitely worked in our favour. They've not created nearly as much this half. We've looked a lot better, but I would love a second goal, to the point where I'm now wondering, should I go a little more attacking? Should I really go for it? Avramidez, despite scoring, has not had a great game. So you know what? We'll bring in Mark out on the right-hand side. The wing-back turned winger now. His pace can, well, scare any team. I'm also going to go more attacking here, which could kind of blow up in my face. It could end up being an error. But I feel like this is a game where, with 5 minutes left, it's worth going for it. And, well, are they time-wasting? They are time-wasting. Why are you doing this, Benfica? You're winning 2-1 at home and time-wasting when you got to throw in our half. Disgraceful. Marlon, Paulo Bernardo, Richarlison is surely offside? No, he's not. That's... That wasn't meant to happen. Was he not offside here? He looked offside to me, but did he just time the run well? I need answers. Is that... It's not Velez. Why is Brian Hill, our left winger, at the back post there? I don't know. 3-1. If they make it 4-1, we are in trouble. We're already in trouble, to be fair. They'd just be making it double. Richarlison, don't do it to me, Football Manager. Now with Paulo Bernardo, Rabiot. At 3-1, I still back us at home to really turn around the game. If it gets to 4-1, it's difficult, oh my word. That could be a big block by Perez at left back. 4 minutes left. Why did I go more attacking? I should have taken the 2-1. As it stands and as it finishes here, it's going to finish 3-1. I mean, it was an entertaining game, to say the very least. You can see here, the XG ended up being in Benfica's favour. When we changed things up, they really put their foot to the gas. Ultimately, though, 3-1. A little bit of a task going into the second leg, isn't it? I don't know how to feel about that. On the one hand, 3-1 is disappointing. I thought we could win that on the night, but maybe they have just got a good team. On the flip side, we are still very much in this game. Like, it is not escaping us just yet. I mean, let's have a look at their team. Best players, they've got Yildiz, who is an actual nutty goalkeeper. Wow, okay, he's really good. He's not even capped for Turkey. Who's playing in goal for Turkey right now? Have Turkey just got a load of sick goalkeepers? They've got this guy, Sakir. I mean, I'm going to write to the Turkish manager and explain that Fatih is probably a better player. Who else have Benfica got now? I'm curious. They've got Rodrigo, who we talked about, and Richarlison. I mean, you know what? I've kind of been a bit disrespectful here. Their team is actually quite good, isn't it? That's what I'm realising. As I flick through here, I'm kind of realising it's not that bad of a squad. That said, we should still be beating them. Absolutely no denying that. Right, folks, we have got 3 games to get through in the league. I will join you guys in a moment for the Champions League. I really don't want our Champions League campaign to crumble like this. It might open up the opportunity to really focus on winning the league this year, which I guess wouldn't be a bad thing, but I do feel like I'm just saying that to try and cope. Right, let's go forward. I'll be back in a mo. Okay, folks, we have played 3 games in the league, and it's really not gone to plan. We're now 4 points behind Barcelona. I feel like we're losing ground on them. I left that last Benfica game thinking, well, at least maybe if we go out to Benfica, we can focus on the league. We might not even have the league to focus on, the rate in which things are going. You can see we ended up drawing 1-1 against Celta Vigo. Now, it was away from home, but truth be told, Celta, they're a team in 13th. They've not won in their last 5. We have to be winning in that kind of game. Unfortunately, we didn't, so that wasn't so good. The good news is we did bounce back with a couple of wins. Jonathan Martinez scoring in both of these as well. The first was against Athletic Club Bilbao, a 2-0 win. And then most recently against Elche, we played really, really well. This wasn't like the Real Madrid game where we had 7 shots and they all went in. We had 32 shots and, 6 of them went in, as you can see here. Martinez with 2, Galarreta with 1, Siapina with 1, as did Pablo Torre get 1. He also got 3 assists in this game, 14 key passes, a 10.0, and the man of the match performance. So, Pablo, more of that please today. Now, going into today's game, I have rested up the 11 that played that previous game. Over the course of those 3 matches, we have rotated things around to keep players fresh. And despite the disappointment previously, I think this is the team we're going to go with today. With one exception, Ramadani. Back into the team he comes. He had a tight calf. So he was out for the previous game, but he's back today, the standout goalkeeper. Hopefully he's going to step it up. Elsewhere, I'm now wondering if I want to start Martinez. I didn't think I would after his disappointing performance previously, but he has scored 3 goals in the last 2 league games. So I'm going to keep some blind faith in Martinez. The rest of the team looks very, very good, though. Coming in ready and refreshed. We've rested up the players. Worth noting, Mexica out injured for a few weeks. So Resende, remember this guy? Yeah, he's still just chilling on the bench. Eventually, he'll get a run in the first team. Maybe, but he might not, to be honest, at this moment in time. Right, we lost that first leg, 3-1. Let's submit this team. I'm happy with it. Ramadani's back in. The rest of the team just won 6-0. And we're bloody good at home, and we did get an away goal. They're there for the taking. Whilst it feels unlikely, home and away advantage is crazy, powerful, it feels like in Football Manager. Get the result, boys. Do me proud. Not entirely sure why I've started doing a team talk aloud in video format. They can't hear me. That's not how Football Manager works. Although, imagine Football Manager if you could talk into a microphone for team talks. No idea how that would work, but I mean, AI is good these days. Not the Football Manager defensive AI, though. Martinez is clean through. Can he finish it? He can't. That was such a good chance. And Fatih, who's in goal for Benfica, their goalkeeper from Turkey, he makes a superb save. Pablo whips it in. Velez can't get his noggin on it. Is there still a chance here? Tonali, edge of the box. Still yet to really announce himself onto the stage. But Pablo Torre, he's on the stage. He's the main man. What a ball through that was to Avramides. And, well, a flurry of early chances has amassed it and, I guess, resulted in a goal. Words are hard. That pass by Pablo was hard too, but he pulled it off to perfection. Corner here for Pablo on the far side. He whips it in, and Siapina's there to make it 2. Whenever a corner gets whipped in, I expect to see Galarreta or Velez be the man getting their head on it. But Siapina's popped up there in an all-important area. I'm not sure how he was left so unmarked. Ball would have bounced in the box if he hadn't been there. The defending was questionable. I mean, it's 2. I want 3. 3-0, please. Let's make it happen. Tonali, Siapina, Pablo. There is a confidence and swagger to this performance. Sandro Tonali now in the wide area. Can he pick out a ball of quality? Can't pick out Siapina, but we still have possession. Zivkovic, Martinez dispossessed. Richarlison now for Benfica, who might look to launch the counter-attack, but for Pablo doing some defending high up the pitch. Gossens gives it away to Siapina, and he does not miss those. It's 3-0. We are 24 minutes in, and if you thought the 6-0 win against Elche in the league was impressive, we might be about to do even better here, because we've not yet played 25 minutes. And in a game that looked like we had a gauntlet to climb, I'll tell you now, we might be at the summit of it. We're not quite clipped on like a rock climber at the top of it. We could still fall, but we're bloody high up that mountain. And, shout out to Gossens, I think it was, for the awful back pass. Okay, this first half has just whizzed by now. We got 3 goals early on and then it's kind of fizzled out a little. Although, we are on the attack here. A 4th goal before half-time really would be a nail in the coffin. Zivkovic, Siapina there, shot block, falls to Pablo. Avramides strikes it into the bottom corner. Pablo turns provider again. It's 4-0 on the night. It's not yet half-time. And it's 5-3 on aggregate. I mean, I'm going to be honest. This is not quite how I predicted the first half would go. I thought we'd come out well and do well. Did I think it'd be 4-0 before the break? No, I did not. What an emphatic performance thus far. 10 shots, 8 on target. We've looked very, very solid in this game. And, boys, I'm delighted. Just keep it going. That away goal that we got still could prove crucial, although if Benfica want to get back into this game, they now just have to score 2 goals. That is the complexion of the tie. And whilst perhaps there is I don't know, there's a temptation, I suppose, to go a little more defensive here, to try and just hold on to what we've got, I really want to just try and keep the pressure up, because they are not able to contain Avramides at the moment, nor Siapina, nor Pablo. And well, speaking of Avramides, he skips through. I think he's looking for the hat-trick right now. Or has he already got a hat-trick? No, he's looking for the hat-trick. He nearly had it there. The finish, actually, at the end of it was a tad disappointing. And this half is just whizzing by. 15 minutes left. Capano and Tonali on booking scares me. Let's bring in Corridor and Blanco. As far as options on off the bench, they're a pretty good duo, the 2 centre-mids. It's not a big step down at all. Certainly the Tonali addition this year has really added some quality in the midfield, but also just the depth of our team has really gone up. And especially at centre-mid, where we've always had issues. It's great to see. And this game, I mean, it just finishes. It just ends. No highlights. Benfica did not have a shot in the second half, and that was kind of as dominant as you get it. 4-0 we win. We turn around that second leg. And after the first leg, we looked poor. After that second leg, we have to be happy. We get paid £8 million to play in there. Pablo Torre, 3 assists to his name. He is looking absolutely top draw. 7 assists now in his last 5 games and a goal. He's not doing too shabbily. Apparently Tottenham are interested in Avramides. I was considering selling this man at the start of the season, wasn't I? What the hell was I thinking? My, oh my, oh my, what a crazy match that was. We are into the quarterfinals all of a sudden, and well, last year we made the semis. We're a little way away from that yet, but after a performance like that one, I mean, why can't we make it to the semi-finals again? I mean, we'll probably get drawn against a big club, maybe Man City with Erling Haaland. But you know what? We'll worry about that tomorrow. Next time out, we'll have the quarterfinals. We'll have a youth intake between now and then. It still hasn't happened at the time of recording because, I mean, that's just how it works, isn't it? You have your youth intakes come through on certain days. It gives us something to look forward to tomorrow, at the very least. And well, hopefully you're already looking forward to tomorrow's video. If you have enjoyed today's content, do drop a like on the video. It helps me out hugely. Share it with a friend. Tell the people. Let them know. Racing, we're on our way to a Champions League. Maybe today's the year. Look, I'm getting carried away. We've won 4-0. Blood's gone to my head. I'm lost. Where am I? End the episode. No one gets to the end anyway. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye. It's a mess. It's a bloody mess.